Have you ever felt like the weight of the world was crushing you, leaving you overwhelmed and mentally drained? In our modern, fast-paced life, it's easy to feel bombarded by an endless stream of challenges. How do we rise above the chaos and reclaim our inner strength? Today, we turn to a voice from the past, a sage who mastered the art of mental toughness in the midst of Rome's political intrigue and personal adversity. Lucius Seneca, or commonly known as Seneca the Younger, was not only a statesman and dramatist, but also one of the leading figures in Stoic philosophy. His thoughts and writings on resilience, emotional control, and the human condition are shockingly relevant, providing a roadmap for navigating the treacherous waters of our own lives. In this video, we will delve into 10 Stoic lessons from Seneca on mastering mental toughness. These lessons are more than philosophical musings. They are practical tools that have stood the test of time, tools that can fortify your mind and spirit against the trials of life. Whether you're facing personal loss, professional setbacks, or the everyday stresses that wear down your resolve, Seneca's wisdom offers a way forward. Prepare yourself. We're not just discussing ancient history here. We're about to embark on a transformative journey that will challenge you to confront your fears, question your perceptions, and change the way you face adversity. Get ready to harness the timeless wisdom of Seneca, build a fortress of calm in a world of storms. It's time to awaken the Stoic warrior within and march towards a life marked by greater resilience, profound peace of mind. If you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe to support our channel. Let's dive in. Lesson 1. Power of perception. Life is what our thoughts make it, declared Marcus Aurelius, a fellow Stoic philosopher and contemporary of Seneca. This profound insight captures the essence of Stoic wisdom and highlights Seneca's teaching that our perceptions, not external events, shape our reality and mental state. It's not what happens to us, but how we interpret what happens that truly matters. This principle is a cornerstone of mental toughness. It grants us the power to reclaim control from the chaos of external circumstances and place it within our minds, where we can actively shape our experience of the world. It invites us to not just observe life, but to interpret it in ways that empower us. By adopting this mindset, consider how we might apply it to real-life challenges. Start by seeing the hurdles in our path not as obstructions, but as opportunities for growth. Each difficulty presents a chance to test our resilience. When faced with adversity, ask, "What can this teach me?" Such questions reframe our focus from victimhood to empowerment, from passivity to proactive engagement. For instance, consider the setback of losing a job, a situation typically fraught with anxiety and uncertainty. If we reframe this event as a springboard into new opportunities, such as launching a business or exploring a field we are passionate about, the initial fear and disappointment can transform into a proactive plan for personal and professional growth. Reflect on the story of a renowned athlete who, during a crucial championship game, missed what could have been a winning shot. Initially crushed by this failure, he later viewed the experience not as a humiliating defeat, but as a vital lesson in discipline and determination. This change in perspective not only rebuilt his mental toughness, but also propelled him to greater heights in subsequent seasons. Through these examples, transformative power of perception becomes evident. Altering our view can profoundly change our experience of life's inevitable challenges. By adopting Seneca's Stoic approach to perception, we equip ourselves with a mental framework robust enough to withstand adversity and flexible enough to convert potential defeats into victories. This is the art of mastering mental toughness through perception, a skill that, once honed, serves us across all facets of life. Lesson 2. Acceptance of fate. In the Stoic view, the concept of fate isn't just passive resignation to whatever life throws our way. It's an active engagement with reality, accepting the uncontrollable while striving to influence what we can. Seneca, a master of this Stoic thought, profoundly understood this. He taught that accepting fate is not about giving up, but about acknowledging the natural order of the world, which leads to profound peace of mind. Fate leads the willing and drags along the reluctant, wrote, suggesting that our experience of life's events largely depends on our attitude toward them. By willingly accepting fate, we align ourselves with the rhythm of the universe, reducing internal conflict and enhancing our mental fortitude. Embracing this philosophy requires a shift in perspective, beginning with mindfulness, paying more attention to the present moment without judging or wishing things were different. This approach teaches us to accept our current reality, a fundamental step in accepting fate. Additionally, practicing gratitude for the lessons hidden in hardship can transform our relationship with fate from one of resignation to one of acceptance. Now let's consider the life of Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor who embodied the lesson of accepting fate. Despite his immense power, Marcus faced numerous personal and political challenges, including betrayal and disease. Through his writings, it's clear he saw these hardships not as personal affronts, but as parts of the natural order of the world. His acceptance of these events as fated allowed him to maintain composure and dignity, using his energy instead to focus on his duties and self-improvement. His example shows that acceptance of fate is not about resignation, but about making peace with the inevitable to live a life of purpose and contentment. Through Seneca's wisdom and Marcus Aurelius's example, we learn that accepting fate is crucial for developing mental toughness. It teaches us to conserve our emotional and mental energy for what truly matters, allowing us to live with serenity and strength, regardless of the circumstances. Lesson 3. The temporary nature of hardship. For Seneca, the hardships of life were not merely obstacles to be endured, but crucial elements of personal growth and enlightenment. He posited that suffering and difficulties are temporary, and that they serve a higher purpose in the development of our character and resilience. No tree becomes rooted and sturdy unless many a wind assails it, throughout highlighting that it is through struggle we gain strength and stability. This perspective is vital for anyone seeking to cultivate mental toughness. Recognizing the temporary nature of hardship helps us maintain a sense of perspective when we are in the midst of trouble. It reminds us that our current struggles will pass and that they are shaping us into stronger, more capable individuals. Keep this perspective at the forefront of our minds. Mindfulness practices can be invaluable. By learning to anchor ourselves in the present moment, we can observe our difficulties without becoming overwhelmed by them. Techniques such as daily meditation, keeping a gratitude journal, or simply taking a few moments each day to focus on our breathing can help us detach from the immediacy of our problem and view them as transient challenges that will help us grow. Let's consider a personal story that exemplifies this lesson in action. Imagine a young entrepreneur whose business faced near collapse during an economic downturn. Initially, the stress and fear of failure consumed her, clouding her judgment and leading to sleepless nights. However, she began to practice mindfulness, which helped her recognize the impermanence of her situation. This mental shift allowed her to approach her business problems with renewed clarity and creativity. Rather than seeing the economic downturn as a roadblock, she started to view it as a challenge that tested her resourcefulness and determination. She implemented new strategies and adapted her business model, the changing economic landscape. Months later, her business not only recovered, but emerged stronger and more flexible than before. This experience taught her a valuable lesson: the importance of hardships and the growth that can arise from them. Through the Stoic lens that Seneca provides, we can see that hardships are not permanent fixtures in our lives, but are instead temporary stages that prepare us for future challenges. By applying mindfulness techniques, we learn to view these difficulties through a lens of growth and potential, enhancing our ability to navigate life's inevitable storms with poise and determination. This transformative approach to hardship allows us to emerge from each challenge not only intact, but improved, embodying the very essence of mental toughness. Lesson 4. The virtue of self-control. Seneca, the Stoic sage, placed immense value on the virtue of self-control, viewing it as essential for maintaining mental clarity and resilience in the face of life's temptations and distractions. He believed that self-control is the fortification against the impulses that lead us astray from our moral and rational ideals. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor, Seneca asserted, underscoring that the true measure of wealth is not having many possessions, having mastery over one's desires. Self-control, according to Seneca, is crucial in the quest for mental toughness because it provides the steadiness needed to face challenges without being swayed by fleeting emotions or external pressures. It helps us maintain our focus on what truly matters, allowing us to make decisions that align with our deepest values and long-term objectives. To enhance self-control, we can adopt several practical habits and exercises. Regular meditation is a powerful tool for cultivating discipline, as it trains the mind to observe thoughts and impulses without acting on them impulsively. Another effective technique is setting clear, actionable goals and tracking progress through daily journaling. This practice not only reinforces our ability to stick to our plans, but also provides insight into the patterns of behavior that may lead us off course. Let us turn our attention to an exemplary figure known for exceptional self-control, the legendary tennis player, Serena Williams. Throughout her illustrious career, Serena has demonstrated an extraordinary ability to maintain composure under pressure, a hallmark of her dominance in the sport. Her matches often feature moments where her mental toughness and self-control are visibly tested, particularly during critical points in a game. Despite the high stakes and intense emotional pressure, Serena consistently manages to rein in her impulses, focusing instead on the strategy needed to secure victory. Her ability to maintain self-control in such high-stress environments has been a cornerstone of her success. She exemplifies Seneca's teaching that mastering our desires and impulses, rather than being ruled by them, leads to true power and resilience. Through these examples, we see that the virtue of self-control is not merely a philosophical ideal, but a practical skill that can be developed and applied in all areas of life. Whether we're navigating professional challenges, personal relationships, or athletic competitions, self-control empowers us to stay true to our values and objectives, enhancing our mental toughness in the process. Lesson 5. Focusing on what you can control. Seneca's Stoic teachings emphasized that much of the suffering we experience stems from our desire to control things that are ultimately beyond our reach. He advised us to focus only on what lies within our control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, while letting go of our attachment to outcomes that are governed by external forces. We suffer more in imagination than in reality, Seneca wrote, pointing out that many of our anxieties arise from futile attempts to control the uncontrollable. This lesson is central to the cultivation of mental toughness. By directing our energy toward what we can influence, we avoid unnecessary frustration and stress. Moreover, this focus allows us to engage more effectively with our circumstances, making us more resilient in the face of setback. To incorporate this principle into our daily lives, we can start by identifying areas where we tend to focus on external outcomes, such as other people's opinions or the results of a project. Once these areas are identified, we can practice letting go of our attachment to these outcomes, instead focusing on the effort we put into our work and the integrity with which we approach each task. Prime example of this Stoic principle in action is the life of Yvon Chouinard, the founder of the outdoor clothing company Patagonia. Chouinard has long been a vocal advocate for environmental conservation, even when his efforts seemed like an uphill battle against larger, more powerful corporate interests. Despite the many challenges he has faced in trying to align his business practices with his environmental values, Chouinard has consistently focused on what he can control, how his company operates, rather than becoming discouraged by the enormity of the global environmental crisis. His commitment to sustainable business practices, regardless of external pressures, has not only earned Patagonia a loyal following, but has also set a powerful example of how focusing on what we can control can lead to meaningful, long-term impact. Through Seneca's teachings and Chouinard's example, we learn that by letting go of our need to control external outcomes, we can free ourselves from unnecessary anxiety and frustration. This shift in focus helps us build the mental toughness needed to navigate life's challenges with a sense of calm and purpose. Lesson 6. The role of reflection. In Stoic philosophy, reflection is not merely a supplementary activity. It is a fundamental practice, essential for the cultivation of virtue and self-awareness. Seneca himself was a staunch advocate for daily reflection, viewing it as a crucial mechanism for evaluating one's actions and guiding future behavior. He believed that without reflection, we drift aimlessly, subject to external influences, rather than steering our lives according to reason and ethical principle. For Seneca, reflection involves a rigorous examination of one's thoughts and actions, asking oneself whether these align with the virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. This practice is not about dwelling on the past or indulging in regret, but about learning from experience and recalibrating our actions to live more virtuously and contentedly. One effective way to integrate reflection into daily life is the evening review. This involves taking a few minutes at the end of each day to quietly contemplate what went well, what could have been done better, and how to improve going forward. Writing in a journal can enhance this process, providing a structured way to track thoughts and progress over time. Additionally, engaging in meditative walks or mindful contemplation can deepen reflection by clearing the mind of distractions and fostering a heightened state of awareness. A powerful example of effective reflection in leadership can be seen in the life of Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States and a five-star general during World War II. Eisenhower was known not only for his strategic acumen, also for his habit of reflective practice. He often engaged in what he called solitude conferences, where he would isolate himself, think through key decisions, and reflect on broader strategic issues. This practice helped him to remain poised under pressure and make decisions that were measured and thoughtful, attributes that were crucial both on the battlefield and in the Oval Office. Eisenhower's approach to reflection illustrates how this Stoic practice can be effectively adapted to the demands of modern leadership. By taking the time to reflect, he was able to maintain a clear and focused mind, assess the implications of his actions, and avoid rash decisions. His success as both a military leader and president underscores the practical benefits of reflection in achieving thoughtful, informed leadership. Through the Stoic practice of reflection, as exemplified by Seneca and embodied by leaders like Eisenhower, we see that taking the time to reflect on our actions and motives is not just a philosophical exercise, but a practical tool for personal and professional growth. It enables us to live more intentionally and effectively, aligning our actions with our deepest values and goals. Lesson 7. Embracing minimalism. Seneca, one of Stoicism's most eloquent spokesmen, fervently preached the virtues of simplicity and minimalism. He viewed the relentless pursuit of wealth and possessions as a distraction from the essential pursuit of wisdom and virtue. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor, Seneca famously stated. This perspective underscores a profound Stoic truth. True wealth comes from contentment with what one has, not from accumulating more than one needs. Embracing minimalism, according to Seneca, fortifies mental toughness because it liberates us from the shackles of materialism and the anxieties associated with it. When our happiness is not tied to material possessions, we gain a kind of mental clarity and resilience that is not easily shaken by external changes or losses. To incorporate minimalism into daily life, start by decluttering your living and working spaces. This physical act of removing unnecessary items can have a cathartic effect on the mind, reducing stress and enhancing focus. Another minimalist habit is to practice saying no to non-essential commitments. This helps maintain a clear agenda, prioritizing activities that align with personal values and goals, thus preserving mental energy for what truly matters. A compelling example of minimalism's power is found in the life of Steve Jobs, the iconic co-founder of Apple. Jobs was known for his minimalist approach to technology and design, favoring clean, simple aesthetics that became the hallmark of Apple products. This philosophy extended into his personal life as well. He famously wore a uniform of black turtlenecks and jeans, reducing daily decision-making about attire. Jobs believed that this simplicity allowed him to focus on his creative and business endeavors without the distractions that a more cluttered lifestyle might invite. Jobs' minimalist lifestyle and design philosophy not only shaped one of the most successful companies in history, but also helped him maintain clarity and focus in his professional and personal life. By reducing the superfluous, he was able to concentrate on innovation and leadership, demonstrating the profound impact that embracing minimalism can have on mental strength and clarity. Through the Stoic lens of Seneca and the modern application by figures like Steve Jobs, we see that minimalism is more than an aesthetic choice. It is a way of life that fosters resilience, clarity, and a deeper appreciation for the essentials. By stripping away the non-essential, we fortify our minds against the fickleness of fortune and align closer to the Stoic ideal of a life governed by reason and virtue. Lesson 8. Cultivating community. Seneca, a profound Stoic philosopher, emphasized the importance of community and friendships in leading a fulfilled life. He believed that while self-sufficiency is valuable, humans are inherently social creatures who thrive on mutual support and empathy. One of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood, Seneca eloquently expressed. This statement reflects his view that real strength lies not in isolated self-reliance, but in our ability to connect, share, and grow with others. For Seneca, the community provides a network of support that can bolster our resilience in times of stress and amplify our joys in times of happiness. It also serves as a mirror, reflecting our own qualities and flaws, thus offering insights that lead to greater self-awareness and personal growth. To build and nurture supportive relationships, begin by actively listening and showing genuine interest in the lives of others. This can establish a foundation of trust and mutual respect, which are essential for deep connections. Volunteering in community services or joining groups that align with your interests can also expand your social circle and connect you with like-minded individuals. Additionally, maintaining regular communication and showing appreciation for your friends and community members can strengthen these bonds. The power of community is vividly illustrated in the story of a small town that faced a devastating natural disaster. When a severe flood hit, it destroyed homes and displaced hundreds of residents. In the aftermath, the community's response was a testament to the strength found in collective effort. Neighbors sheltered those whose homes were ruined, local businesses provided meals and necessities, and everyone pitched in for the cleanup and rebuilding effort. Months later, this town not only recovered, but also emerged stronger, with deeper bonds and a renewed sense of community spirit. This resilience was a direct result of the supportive network that the townspeople cultivated, demonstrating the profound impact of community, as emphasized by Seneca. Through these examples and teachings, it becomes clear that cultivating community is essential, not just for personal support, but also for enhancing our collective strength and resilience. Seneca's insights encourage us to invest in relationships and community engagement, as these are crucial for building a robust social fabric that can withstand the adversities of life. By embracing and contributing to our communities, we not only follow a Stoic path, but also enrich our lives and the lives of those around us. Lesson 9. The importance of role models. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher who profoundly influenced the course of Western thought, was a strong advocate for the use of mentorship and the emulation of role models. He believed that one of the fastest routes to moral excellence and philosophical insight was through learning from those who have already walked the path. Associate with those who will make a better man of you, he advised, underscoring the importance of keeping company, challenges and inspires you to grow. This guidance from Seneca is rooted in the Stoic understanding that wisdom can often be more effectively absorbed through observation and interaction than through solitary contemplation. By choosing mentors who embody the virtues we aspire to develop, we gain the opportunity to see these virtues in action and to model our behaviors on proven examples. When seeking out mentors, it's crucial to look for individuals whose lives reflect their values, that is, those who practice what they preach. A mentor should not only possess knowledge and experience, but also display a consistent pattern of behavior that aligns with Stoic principles, such as integrity, courage, and self-discipline. Engaging with a mentor involves not just passive observation, but active dialogue and reflection. Ask questions, seek advice, and most importantly, be open to constructive criticism. This two-way interaction enriches the mentoring experience, making it a profound learning process. The life of Nelson Mandela provides a powerful illustration of the impact that role models can have. Mandela, himself influenced by the anti-apartheid leaders before him, became a global symbol of resilience and reconciliation. His commitment to justice and his ability to forgive those who imprisoned him for 27 years, qualities that showcased his deep moral conviction. Throughout his life, Mandela served as a mentor to many, both directly through his personal interactions and indirectly through the powerful example he set. His leadership not only transformed South Africa, but also inspired leaders and ordinary people around the world to pursue peace and equality. Mandela's story exemplifies the transformative power of having role models and mentors. His life teaches us that we can endure great hardships and effect significant change if we are guided by strong moral principles. By following Seneca's advice to seek out and learn from those who embody the virtues we admire, we can accelerate our own personal and philosophical development. In embracing this lesson, we acknowledge the immense value of mentorship in our journey toward wisdom and virtue. Through the example set by our mentors, we find the inspiration and guidance necessary to navigate the complexities of life with moral clarity and resilience. Lesson 10: Preparing for the worst. Seneca, a wise Stoic philosopher, often emphasized the practice of negative visualization, anticipating the possibility of misfortune as a way to build resilience. For Seneca, this was not about dwelling on negative outcomes, but rather about mentally preparing oneself for the inevitable hardships that life will present. He robs present ills of their power, Seneca writes, who has perceived their coming beforehand. This practice teaches us to reduce the shock and devastation of misfortune by accepting its possibility long before it arrives. Negative visualization allows us to maintain a sense of calm and control, even in the face of adversity. It reduces anxiety by bringing our fears into the light, where we can examine them and plan a rational response. For example, by contemplating the loss of wealth, we may discover that our happiness and self-worth are not as dependent on material possessions as we initially thought. This reflection can free us from the excessive attachments that amplify suffering when things do not go as planned. To practice negative visualization, take a few moments each day to reflect on potential challenges or losses that could arise. Imagine how you would feel and how you might respond to these scenarios. Rather than succumbing to fear or panic, focus on strategies for coping with these challenges in a rational and constructive way. This practice should not induce despair, but should cultivate a sense of readiness and resilience, allowing us to meet life's ups and downs with a steady mind. A poignant example of the power of this Stoic practice can be found in the story of Admiral James Stockdale, a decorated Navy officer who was held as a prisoner of war in Vietnam for over 7 years. During his captivity, Stockdale endured unimaginable suffering, yet he never lost his sense of purpose or hope. One of the key principles that helped him survive was the Stoic practice of preparing for the worst. Stockdale used negative visualization to brace himself for the daily horrors of imprisonment, torture, and isolation. He understood that while he could not control the external circumstances, he had complete control over his internal response. This mental preparation allowed him to maintain his dignity and resolve even in the most extreme conditions, earning him the respect of his fellow prisoners and the admiration of people worldwide when his story became known. Stockdale's experience demonstrates how preparing for the worst can foster resilience and inner strength. Rather than fearing misfortune, we can face it with courage and composure by acknowledging its possibility in advance. In doing so, we cultivate the fortitude to withstand adversity and emerge stronger on the other side. Through the Stoic practice of negative visualization, as espoused by Seneca and exemplified by Stockdale, we learn that by confronting our fears head-on, we disarm them. We become more resilient, more adaptable, and ultimately, more capable of facing life's inevitable hardships with grace and courage. In conclusion, the timeless wisdom of Stoicism offers us a practical guide to building mental toughness in the face of life's challenges. From mastering our emotions and embracing minimalism, to cultivating community, preparing for the worst, these teachings empower us to lead lives grounded in resilience, purpose, and virtue. By applying these lessons, we not only strengthen our minds, but also align ourselves with a deeper sense of inner peace and fulfillment. As we continue on our journey, may we remember that true strength comes not from external circumstances, but from our ability to control our inner responses and live in accordance with our highest values.